As I was going through all of this, I quickly discovered that one of the biggest companies I was involved with, Universal Music, was at the center of the second part of the ugly truth. We started digging into my royalties, my statements, and other financial records, only to uncover something shocking. Excuse me, y'all. A significant portion of my publishing, royalties, and mechanicals had been outright stolen. Now tell me, what are the odds that, right after Angie Stone started exposing Universal Music Group for decades of theft, she ends up in a fatal car accident, and out of 8 people involved, she's the only one who doesn't survive? This happens just after she vowed to do whatever it took to make sure they paid her for her life's work, for her children and grandchildren. One way or another, Universal Music, you're going to have to cough up my coins. Right now, I'm doing whatever it takes to ensure they pay me for the legacy I've built. For my children and grandchildren, they will give me what I'm owed. And let me tell you, Angie's passing, beyond suspicious. In recent months, aside from calling out UMG, she had been exposing a lot about the music industry. Not too long ago, Angie even revealed how D'Angelo and Mary J. Blige were allegedly used to sabotage her career. I was told that they were specifically instructed to circulate letters accusing me of exposing him to alcohol and other destructive influences, claims that were completely fabricated, and they needed people to spread this false narrative, allegedly. All these things she spoke out about may very well be connected, and they just might have played a role in her death. Why was Albie Sure transcribing private text messages with Angie Stone, revealing deeply personal information? Let's get straight to it. First, let's acknowledge Angie Stone's legacy, because we're not about to overlook her immense contributions to the music industry. Born into a musical family, Angie grew up surrounded by the sounds of gospel and blues. Her father, a singer, deeply influenced her passion for music, shaping the path she would later take. Her career began with The Sequence, the first all-female rap group signed to the pioneering label Sugar Hill Records. As hip-hop history was being written, she played a crucial role in breaking barriers for women in the genre. Later, she joined the trio Vertical Hold before stepping into her solo career, where she cemented herself as a powerhouse in R&B. We know her for timeless hits like No More Rain, In This Cloud, which topped Billboard's adult R&B airplay chart for 10 weeks, Baby featuring the legendary Betty Wright, and the classic Wish I Didn't Miss You. Her 2001 album Mahogany Soul climbed to number 22 on the Billboard 200, and The Art of Love and War, 2007, peaked at number 11. Beyond music, Angie showcased her acting skills in films like The Hot Chick with Rob Schneider, The Fighting Temptations with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Beyoncé, and Ride Along with Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. She also took the Broadway stage as Big Mama Morton in Chicago and let fans into her world through reality TV shows like Celebrity Fit Club and R&B Divas, Atlanta. Simply put, Angie Stone was a GOAT, a true industry pioneer. But like many legendary artists, when she started questioning her finances, things took a dark turn. For years, Angie had no idea that Universal Music Group had been exploiting her. When she finally uncovered the truth, she set out to expose them. Her connection to Universal dates back to 1990, when she joined MCA as a songwriter. In 1996, MCA Inc. rebranded as Universal Studios Inc., with its music division becoming Universal Music Group. Under this umbrella, Angie was both a songwriter and a member of Vertical Hold. And yet, despite decades of contributions, she, like so many others, was left fighting for what was rightfully hers. On January 2nd, Angie posted a candid video detailing the alleged misappropriation of her earnings over a career spanning more than 4 decades. At the start of the video, she revealed that she had been battling a severe blood infection, which forced her to pause her touring schedule and seek urgent medical care. During her 2-week recovery in intensive care, she said she discovered alarming irregularities in her financial records. About 15 minutes into the clip, Angie made a shocking revelation, stating that much of her publishing rights, royalties, and mechanical earnings had allegedly been stolen by Universal Music Group, UMG. She explained that after more than 40 years in the industry, she began questioning where her royalties had been going, as she wasn't receiving them. That's when she discovered that UMG had been collecting her royalties and mechanical earnings, essentially taking everything. In the video, Angie expressed deep disappointment, accusing industry figures of negligence and financial misconduct. "I am a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time, because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, money that I was supposed to have. I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with what I supposedly earned, but there are key people who have been in control, improperly representing me, stealing from me, making decisions without my knowledge, because they knew I didn't understand that side of the business. I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything." Angie also made it clear that she was taking action to reclaim her earnings. She stated that Universal Music would have to return her money and that she was committed to ensuring she was paid what she was owed for herself, her children, and her grandchildren. She further alleged that her songs had not been properly registered and claimed there were multiple class action lawsuits over tracks that were never correctly documented by the company she had signed them over to. Additionally, she said she had assembled a strong legal and investigative team to uncover what she was owed. She also warned aspiring artists about the deceptive practices in the industry. Then, just weeks later, she was dead. Now, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but the circumstances are undeniably suspicious. She was the only person who died in an accident involving multiple passengers, right after she started exposing UMG, a company previously accused of harming or sabotaging artists who fought for their rights. According to the Alabama Highway Patrol, the tragic accident happened as Angie was traveling back to Atlanta from Alabama. The vehicle she was in, a 2021 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, flipped over on Interstate 65 at around 4:25 a.m. on March 1st. Moments later, it was struck by a 2021 Freightliner Cascadia truck driven by a 33-year-old Texas man. The van's driver and 7 other passengers were taken to Baptist Medical Center for treatment, but Angie was pronounced dead at the scene. Her sudden passing sent shockwaves through the industry, especially given her recent statements. Many people speculated that this was more than just an accident, that it could have been orchestrated. But here's the thing. This wasn't the only time Angie spoke out. Back in September, she released another video exposing dark secrets in the music industry. She claimed her ex, D'Angelo, and Mary J. Blige were used to sabotage her career. While her relationship with D'Angelo was already controversial, she revealed that years after their breakup, an employee from the company representing him sent letters to industry professionals falsely accusing her of introducing D'Angelo to drugs and alcohol. The letters also painted her as controlling and difficult to work with, ultimately damaging her career. However, Angie clarified that she did not blame D'Angelo himself, believing he was unaware of what had been done. Instead, she blamed his business handlers, who, according to her, worked hard to break them up and tarnish her reputation. Someone came forward and admitted on record that, when the time was right, They would publicly acknowledge that their assignment was to destroy my credibility, making me appear unstable in a relationship that was, in reality, innocent, pure, and genuine. In fact, it was so authentic that you could feel it through the music. The energy was nourishing, the connection was real, and the artistry was pure. Essentially, Angie was revealing that there had been a long-standing, carefully orchestrated effort to destabilize her career in the industry, something she only recently began uncovering. Given this, it's understandable why people speculate that her death may not have been a coincidence. Regarding Mary J. Blige, Angie shared that Kurt Woodley, Mary's manager at Uptown Records, had asked her to mentor Mary because she reminded him of Angie. However, despite Angie's guidance and support, she felt that Mary never acknowledged her contributions. More than that, Mary allegedly took a song Angie recorded with D'Angelo without permission. She doesn't have to acknowledge me, but I was surprised when my song, Every Day and Die, ended up leaked on her project. I truly thought she had more respect for me than that. After everything I poured into helping her, my love, my hard work, my perseverance, I expected better. Angie suggested that Mary was being used as part of the effort to sabotage her career. However, she never explicitly stated whether Mary was a willing participant, but the fact that Mary seemingly allowed it to happen without intervening made her appear complicit, a backstabber who turned a blind eye. Angie was warning other artists to be cautious of such industry tactics. Another strange piece of this story involves Blige, who recently shared private text messages between himself and Angie Stone from just days before her passing. In the text, Angie confided in him about serious concerns. "Hey hun, it's Angie Stone reaching out. Please give me a call as soon as possible. A lot is happening regarding this transplant situation. I have 2 possible donors, but they are discriminating against Black patients. It's been 5 years now." Blige responded, "Hey there, Queen. Great to hear from you. I'm on the plane and will touch base as soon as I land." Angie replied, "Okay, King. I just wanted to let you know that I have 2 donors, 1 negative, 1 positive, both family members. I'm trying to get clearance for the transplant, but they're discriminating against Black patients of a certain age. I don't trust the hospital system here, so I wanted to see if you had any connections who could help me. It's been 5 years. My blood work is excellent, and I'm just waiting. Call me when you get a chance to talk." In the same conversation, Angie also shared her thoughts on Diddy. "I've been praying hard for you now that everything you've been saying for years is finally being exposed. He's going down. I didn't realize the extent of the craziness you endured. It's truly unfortunate. Just know that I'm praying for you and supporting you in everything you do. I pray that you and your son Quincy reconnect and that he walks away from that toxic situation. The whole world knows he deserves to be with his biological father at this time. I know Kim is resting in paradise. She was born just a couple of days before me, so I understand her spirit well. I know how she moved, and I have no doubt that she's been helping you from the other side. Be blessed, and know that I'm here for you no matter what. Peace and blessings, King." The question remains, why did Blige release these texts? What was he hoping to prove? Instead of providing clarity, he only fueled more speculation about Angie's passing. The details still don't quite add up, but what do you think? Does it seem like Angie's death was planned? What are your thoughts on the roles D'Angelo and Mary J. Blige may have played in her struggles? And what about Blige's decision to leak their private conversation? Sound off in the comments below.